Hey folks, this is Blake Butler, Executive Director of the North Carolina Industrial Hemp Association, and thank you so much for joining us again today for another interview with one of our members, but also a processor out there in Wilson, North Carolina, and we're very happy to have him. It's Mark Ward from Avient Biosciences. Mark, welcome. You doing okay?
Thank you, Blake. Yeah, we're doing well here. It's a little bit of a busy time. We are just opening up the facility, so it's all hands on deck and a lot of work.
Well, I've been hearing some good things about what you guys are up to, but take me back just a bit and tell me what got you into the hemp industry and what led you to Avient Biosciences?
That's a little bit of an interesting question. My son is in California. He's in the CBD, or excuse me, he was in the cannabis business.
Mm-hmm.
And back in 2017, he called me out of the blue and he said, "Dad, have you ever heard of CBD oil?" And no, of course I had not. And
Right.
he said, "Well, it's all the rage out here. It is the oil and the other ingredients that come from cannabis, but you don't get stoned when you use it."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we started doing a little bit of research on it, and we started to learn, that here's this product out there made from cannabis that was helping people with a broad range of medical issues, everything from topicals to internal inflammation, external inflammation, even anxiety and depression, sleep disorders.
Did you try it, Mark? Now, did you try it yourself at that point?
I did. I
Mhm.
have had I've had a terrible time sleeping for years, and so he sent me some oil. This was really before we had anything that I could even find here in North Carolina.
Right.
So he sent me some oil and did make sure it was THC free or THC compliant, at least at that point. And finding the right dose, I was able to sleep much better, and I have taken it religiously for the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Love that stuff. You got to find the right product that works for you. But once you find it, man, that's good stuff. I like it.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of our conversations have been, even the last year, as you've been gearing up the facility, is just that push towards GMP compliance, the quest for quality control. I know that as you assemble your team, that's real important to you as you set Avient apart from some other folks.
We got out in the marketplace. Once I kind of discovered this thing, I got out in the marketplace. Really, the marketplace is incorrect. I got out into the agricultural landscape,
Right.
and I started trying to find people who were involved in the industry. I came across a couple of people, learned a few things, and lo and behold, I grew up on a tobacco farm in Franklin County.
Yeah.
So I've been on the farm for a good part of my life, and lo and behold, I end up back in Franklin County at my cousin's home. He is farming industrial hemp under the pilot program.
Mm.
He was gracious enough to let me spend the summer with him, learning about the product and learning about the process for planting and for growing industrial hemp. I quickly realized that farmers are much better at farming than a business guy out of Raleigh. So we decided that that North Carolina was going to lack processing facilities, someplace that could receive and process that finished crop and take it to consumer products out in the marketplace. So we set about learning everything we could about the extraction process and the processing industry. And we quickly learned that there were no rules, no guidelines, no quality checks.
And there should be, folks. Well, we all think there should be. That's that's the important point. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're not interrupting. Everybody. I mean, this is a consumer product that you're, for the most part, putting in or on your body.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what's in it, don't you?
Right.
I think it's important. I mean, we all know that hemp's a mop crop. It's sucking up heavy metals. It's sucking up pesticides. So whatever is in that plant when I process it, it's going to be in that plant afterwards, unless we take a lot of remedial steps. So, we just learned that there were no guidelines. No one was following any rules. And we wanted to do better. So after exhaustive research out west, mostly because, that's where the industry was really thriving at the time.
Right.
We realized that there was going to be a real demand for a higher quality and a more compliant product in the industry. So we hired a guy named Will Corbett, and he came in, and not only did he come in and get his arms around this, but he actually became an investor and partner in the company because he believed in this so much. And with his 40 plus years of experience in pharmaceutical quality control, he said, guys, we're going to build a pharmaceutical grade facility that can make GMP and pharmaceutical grade products for the marketplace that will be unquestionable and completely traceable all the way back to the farmer.
I like it. I like it a lot, Mark. So tell me, how does Avient work with growers? I'm a new grower. I'm looking for some positive vibes, some opportunity out there this year. So just give me an idea of how Avient's going to work with growers once you guys open up.
Well, so that's been an adventure too. When we first started, everybody was talking about a certificate of analysis and talking about the amount of CBD that was in the product, that was in the hemp biomass based on this certificate of analysis.
Right.
And what we quickly realized is that certificates of analysis are very subjective. For the most part, you can figure out if there's contaminants, mold, mildew, mycotoxins, even heavy metals and pesticides show up fairly consistently in the crop. But cannabinoids and THC, not so much. They're kind of all over the place. So we quickly moved from a COA-based analysis to an oil-based analysis of the product. So the farmers that we have established relationships with understand that what we do is we process and we pay for hemp based on what comes out of the extractors in the back. As I tell people all the time, those machines can't lie. Whatever, if you've got 10% CBD, then typically a kg of crude is going to come out for every 20 to 25 pounds. Right. If you've got a lower amount, it's going to take more hemp. Higher amount, perhaps less. But that 20 pounds is typically a good gauge for good biomass that's been grown well, kept well, and is not contaminated.
So besides the farmers you've already talked to, Mark, do you see you bringing other farmers under the Avient umbrella as more contracts and opportunities become available in the latter part of the year?
We do. To tell you a little bit about our team, our group is made up of business people from here in North Carolina. These are folks who have been in a variety of businesses very successfully all over the state, who, after learning about CBD and after learning about what we wanted to do here, agreed to get behind us and to fund this processing facility so that we can help North Carolina reintroduce industrial hemp as a successful commodity here in the state. We realized that that in order for us to do that, we'd have to work with farmers across the state and in a variety of different ways. This process, the way we work is right now. For now, we're doing splits and basically different kind of deals. We're not paying for hemp up front. It's not a walk in the door and take a check home. The market's just in too much flux right now. Between COVID-19 and the fall of the industrial hemp market and the fall of the ingredients market, we just can't take that chance. I can't in good conscience say to a farmer, I'm going to buy your product and I'm going to, I'm going to take it home. I'm going to buy it for $10 a pound and I'm going to take it back and extract it and take my chances. Mm-hmm. Can't do that. So what's happened is we have been able to fill our facility here with hemp from a variety of farmers around the state who are going to work with us while we process it and we then sell it.
So you're giving it a little bit more of a shelf life, some of that hemp that was grown by putting it into that oil.
Yeah. We all know that it's degrading out there in the barn, and we know it's the end of May, and it's going to get hotter and more humid out there. So farmers need to get that stuff out of the barn and get it into a stable state. So crude oil will stabilize it. We've got a 200,000 square foot facility here in Wilson. It is not heated and cooled back there, but I was here all summer last year and it never really got over 70 back in the warehouse. So place stays pretty cool, stays pretty dry. And then, our extraction system will run about 6,000 pounds of raw biomass a day. So we can get through, pretty quickly with the biomass that we've got. We've got some other farmers out there who want to bring biomass in. We're kind of gauging that based on our capacity and the availability. If I could, we'd help everybody in the state. We want hemp to be successful here in North Carolina, and we know that a lot of farmers can really, really do this and benefit from the crop. So we're going to do everything we can to help everybody who's a good grower.
Absolutely.
And don't get me wrong, guys. If you all are out there farming a half an acre or a garden of hemp, that's great. Good success to you. But we're more that industrial size output. We're a bulk wholesale supplier, so we need larger amounts of hemp.
So Mark, you mentioned before, the grand opening, and of course you're going to have to make some adjustments because of COVID-19 and other things. I'm sure if all this wasn't happening, you'd be having a grand opening, and I would be there. We'd all be there.
Right.
But how do folks, if they do want to come by once you open? I mean, I guess you're having to take some precautions automatically, and at an advantage at least knowing before you open really what to put in place.
Well, we fortunately we're in a lab environment, right? So everybody who works here is already doing something that's pretty safe, and they use protective gear already. We have a strict COVID protocol here at the building. If you come, you got to sign in, you got to have your temperature checked, you got to clean your hands, you got to wear a face mask when you're inside, and employees got to escort you around. We're trying to take all the necessary precautions here while still continuing to do the job. So we're fortunate that we're new. So we've just gotten started, really. So we've got a great opportunity without a lot of the baggage that some folks out west and in some other parts of the country have been saddled with. But yeah, I think it's going to be a different world for us all here for a while. COVID's going to impact it by impacting the economy. I mean, look, let's face it. If people can't eat, they're not going to worry about whether or not they can take supplements for other ailments.
Right.
So we're cautiously optimistic. I'll tell you this: we've been very fortunate to have a great group of salespeople. I told you that we're a bunch of business guys from Raleigh. Our real experience is in sales and marketing. And I think this is the hope for all of us here in North Carolina, is good sales and marketing companies will take this product out to the world and find the marketplace. Mm-hmm. We have been fortunate. We've got salespeople in Kentucky. We've got salespeople in South Africa. We have salespeople in Portland, Oregon. And we have established just recently a sales presence in the EU. We're sales and marketing. That's what we do.
Quite a network, and it looks like you guys are going to be heading into a very, very positive year with opportunity across the board. And I appreciate your support of the association and the industry. And we, of course, interacted down in Raleigh and in other places, and you got your ear to the ground on the eastern part of the state, and I appreciate what you're doing out there too, Mark. So how do people get in touch with Avient Biosciences? How do they get in touch with you, or what email address is best for inquiries? Kind of give us a breakdown of that.
Easy. Mark, it's kind of long. Mark at AvientBiosciences.com.
Did I mispronounce it again?
That's okay. Everybody does.
Folks, it's Avient Biosciences. You know me, I'm always mispronouncing stuff. Now we'll never forget.
It's okay. Even people here mispronounce it. So
yeah, but I should know how to pronounce the name of the members. Come on, Mark, keep up a little bit. So, but
Avient Biosciences, Mark, M-A-R-K, at Avient. That's A as in Apple, V as in Victor, I-E-N-T, Biosciences, plural, B-I-O-S-C-I-E-N-C-E-S.com. Mark at AvientBiosciences.com. And
the web address is going to be right there, Mark, in the comments. When folks are watching this video, they can see.
Yeah, there you go.
Spell Avient
landing
Biosciences.
page. I'll get on your case later about the pronunciation. Our landing page is up. Our website is under design. We took it down. We had some things that we needed to add to it, and while they started that, of course, they decided they wanted to redesign the whole platform. So they've taken that down. It's underway, but if you go to avientbiosciences.com, you'll find our landing page. You can reach us at inquiry@Avient Biosciences, and always, please feel free to reach out to me. And if I'm not the right person, I'll direct you to whomever is that can help you here at the company. We really want to be a part of making industrial hemp a successful commodity here in North Carolina. We look forward to working with as many folks as we can.
Folks, it's Mark Word from Avient Biosciences, right?
Avient Biosciences, that's us.
I got it. Well, we once again appreciate your support. Thanks for spending some time with me, and I look forward to seeing you in person soon, maybe in about the next month when I can get out and about. But thanks so much, Mark. I look forward to seeing you.
We look forward to it, Blake. Thank you, man.
All righty.
Take care.